is a Shyamalan production, but I'm trying to let you know we got bigger things to worry about. To answer your question if there's a twist, it all depends on what you think a twist is. Because to me, a twist ending is when the movie doesn't stick to the ending of the book. More or less ahead, because we gotta get into how the ending of this movie differs from the ending of the book. So if you see in the movie, you know they all leave the cabin at daybreak as soon as they can. They decide to follow the little parrot through the forest, then all the other birds come out, and so they follow all the other birds to the river, and then from there, they see the boat. Daniel ends up getting got by one of the watchers because it looks like Kira's husband. Obviously, it's not his husband. He gets got. The three ladies hop on the boat and paddle their way to safety. They see a bridge, so they get off the boat, get on the bridge, a bus comes by. As they're in the back of the bus, Mina's like, oh my God, so glad we're out of there. I'm going to go to the professor's office so I can destroy all of his information that he found out about this place so no one else happens to go here again. Even though, evidently, people have been there. We see that when they went down into the hole. There's a lot of stuff that shows a lot of people been there. But at least they won't go there on purpose and try to do the same exact thing the professor did, which was risk a lot of lives. They all go back to their respective homes. Mina ends up going to the university like the next day. She goes in the office. She sees all this information on fairies, changelings, halflings. And then she happens upon some pictures and she sees that the professor is there with Madeline. That's crazy. So she ends up going to Kira's house because it all clicks in her mind. Something's not right. Okay, so she's talking to Kira and she's telling her, hey, pretty sure that wasn't Madeline we saw. Pretty sure that was a watcher that was able to come out into the sunlight and was impersonating Madeline this whole time. Decide to wait for Madeline, okay? Kira's like, how do you know she's gonna come? Mina's like, they always come, okay? So then they hear a car in the driveway. Guess who it is? Kira. So then obviously Mina's like, crap, she got me. So Madeline hops up on the ceiling, gets behind Kira, drops down, calls her name in the voice of her late husband, knocks that girl out. I don't know why she knocked her out instead of killing her. I have no clue. Nobody actually knows, okay? You got the upper hand. So then she goes to Mina. You know, she goes outside. She starts transforming into all these people. Then she changes into Mina. Then she starts choking Mina out as herself. So Mina's choking Mina. She eventually throws Mina down on the ground. Mina's like, wait, you don't have to do this. I think I figured out why it is that you're able to walk in the sun and why they gave you the name like the strange one or the outcast or whatever the heck they called that girl. Turns out your mama and or your daddy was probably a human. So you have and have. Madeline is having like a whole midlife crisis. Wings bust out that woman's back. She flies off into the night. And then we hear Mina talking to her sister. And she's like, oh man, it's so crazy, stuck in the woods. I just don't know if I'll ever be able to get over it. And I'm pretty sure Madeline's been watching me. She's taking different forms. Sometimes she's in the form of a child. I just can feel it. And then we see Madeline literally looking like some weirdo child underneath Mina's window when she's talking to her sister. And then the movie ends. Now, the book ain't the same at all. It starts off the same. They leave at daybreak, all four of them. They don't follow birds, so they just end up finding their way. You know, Daniel's really good at finding the paths that you need to find. And so they finally make it to the shore. Daniel turns around because he sees Kira's ex-husband. He gets got, accepts his fate, you know, same way in the movie. They all three get on the boat, bridge, bus. Instead of them all going their separate ways, they all go back to Mina's place because they just don't know what to do now that they're back in the world. So Kira ends up telling them that she found something in the forest. She takes it out of her pocket. It looks like a camera. And she's like, there might be some memory on it. We might be able to just hook it up to a PC and see what's going on there. And then people will be able to believe us. Madeline's like, absolutely not. Have you lost your mind? You need to destroy it. All go to bed. Next day, Madeline's gone. Eventually, Mina ends up going to the university. She ends up having to go to the library where all of the professor's research is. She takes some stuff so she can steal it and burn it. And that's when she sees the picture. She asks the woman that's like sitting in there with her, who is this? Once again, is his wife. She also has died from cancer. So then she's like, I gotta get to Kira's stat. So she goes to Kira's house. She actually ends up encountering the real Kira and telling her everything. And so as they're sitting there, they're like, oh my God, what if she's out there right now? And then the power's out and they just have candles. And so they're sneaking around the house with just in darkness and candles. And then they hear something going on. They're like, oh crap, it's Madeline, right? They're hiding in the room. Madeline comes up the stairs. They're like, oh, squeaky stairs, she's got us. So Mina goes out there because she's like, look, maybe we can rationalize with her. So they go out there, talk. Kira does try to swing on that woman with the poker iron because she's like, you could have helped my doggone husband and you didn't. But everyone makes it out alive. Mina's basically like, we ain't gonna say nothing. Kira ain't gonna say nothing. We good, you good, we all go our separate ways. And, Madeline's like, if you say something, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna get you. And they're like, fine. Mina and Kira still meet together, PTSD, you gotta bond over something. Well, Mina ends up going to like coffee shop / bar. She's sitting there at the table. This old man comes up and he's like, yo, can I sit here? Is anybody sitting here? She's like, nah, go ahead. She ends up getting up and leaving. She walks outside and she's like, who the heck is that over there? She's like, oh no, it's Madeline. And then another person comes over there. She's like, what the heck is going on? Y'all don't look like real people. And the man that was sitting at the table with her comes up behind her and is like, oh no, Mina, they've been watching you. It seems like I wasn't the only one to make it out. And then the book ends. No Mina talking to her sister and telling her everything. And her sister just believing her right off the bat because they have twin power. No Kira getting knocked out by Madeline with a picture while also being re-traumatized by the voice of her dead husband. And no wings popping out of Madeline's back because she's a changeling halfling. None of that, because that is gross, to be quite honest. In the book, we had a lot more clues that there was something up with Madeline. In this movie, she was just a short little woman. So you really couldn't tell that, there was something beneath her that made her look taller and scary and kind of not right? In the book, they're like, she's a little tall and she's a little skinny and she's a little frail and something's up with her. She always got that shawl around her shoulders. Something's up with her. How is she able to hear the river when we can't even see the river? How is she able to hear the bus when we can't even see the bus? How does she know all of the things that she knows? It was crazy. So, I don't know. Do you consider that a twist? Did that answer your question?